Hello Aries, I am Poetic Heretic, and this is your June 2017 Tarot Forecast. Do remember you can use these videos for your Sun, Rising, and Moon signs. So let us begin. So, we would like a Celtic cross forecast for the sign of Aries for the month of June 2017. Let's see what we get. A Celtic cross for the sign of Aries for June 2017. What does the universe have for the sign of Aries for June 2017? There we are, you guys. On your outside influences. Oh, you have the Emperor. That's very appropriate. That's ruled by your sign of Aries. And the challenge card, the Five of Cups. You may be looking at some possible disappointments this month, unfortunately, but we're only 2 cards in, so just hang on. The underlying energy, the Six of Swords reversed, the past, the Seven of Swords, what you hope to achieve, the Eight of Wands reversed, the near future, the Eight of Cups. Okay, so look at those double eights there. That's interesting. That's Scorpio energy. We're talking life and death. We're talking transformation and that sort of thing. Yeah, so far it looks like you guys are trying to overcome some kind of a blockage that seems to be preventing you from moving forward, and there may even be like some sadness mixed in from what I'm seeing, and you're like trying to just overcome that and get things moving fast and quickly again, which is quite appropriate for your sign, for your energy, as we see like with the Emperor here. So you're trying to overcome something. That's what we see so far. Your attitude or position on the situation, the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, it could be like a work sort of situation, or something to do with money, because it's almost like you're wanting to take a break from that or something like that. Let's see what else we have. The outside force coming in, the Moon reversed. And oh boy, something's going to clarify things for you significantly. Something's going to end some kind of fantasy or false belief, alright? Your hopes or fears, strength, and the outcome, the Knight of Swords. Okay, so we have what looks to be a good ending, however, a good outcome. So you're beginning with the Emperor. This represents your current outside influences right at the beginning of the month. The Emperor talks about discipline and focus and structure. Notice it's a 4. We're talking order and structure. And of course we have Aries energy, the Emperor being ruled by Aries, so that passion of fire, that concentrated energy, that go-getter mentality. But you're starting off the month with that, and yet you have the Five of Cups as your challenge card. And the Five of Cups talks about sadness and disappointments, lost love. And so it could be that you're experiencing some kind of sadness or disappointment, and you're trying to remain strong. You're trying to remain like your strong Aries self throughout this, and you're trying to overcome it and get things moving quickly again, as we see here with the Eight of Wands coming up. But It could also be the sense of trying to realize that not all is lost, because that's how I often look at the Five of Cups, as the not all is lost card, because that seems to be what really the imagery of it is talking about. So that's what we're seeing so far at the beginning of the month, and then of course this Five of Cups will kind of be the challenge throughout the month. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Just making sure I'm not forgetting anything. Now, for your underlying energy, you have the Six of Swords reversed. So, this card represents everything forming the foundation for your current situation. And the Six of Swords reversed is the energy of blockage and of not being able to make steady progress, being held back, feeling restricted. And so things around you, things that are kind of the root of your situation, are trying to hold you back from moving forward, from the progress and the fast action that you want, from getting things back on track. They're trying to hold you back. But, well, what may be helpful, as the Five of Cups indicates here, is to realize that not all is lost. For the past and issues you've had to deal with, you have the Seven of Swords. So look, we've got the Six and the Seven of Swords here. So the Seven of Swords, this would be issues around uniqueness and individuality, eccentricity. You may have felt like something or someone has been trying to stop you from being yourself, from being an individual or expressing your individuality. This can also point to relationship issues, with it being a 7. And so there could be disappointments around relationships, and that's why we've got the Seven of Swords and the Five of Cups here. Disappointments around that, and perhaps even a feeling of someone trying to attach themselves too much to you, and you kind of have to go your own way, is what the cards seem to more or less be indicating here. For what you hope to achieve, the Eight of Wands reversed. This is saying, again, as I've kind of already alluded to, that you're trying to overcome some kind of blockage that is preventing you from the fast action and the extroversion and the rapid change of pace, the swiftness that the Eight of Wands talks about. You're wanting to get things moving quickly again, but they feel blocked, and that's why this card is reversed, because normally when the Eight of Wands is upright, it's talking about fast action and moving quickly and stuff like that. So you're trying to get that, but you are feeling blocked by these other people, or whatever is in like your day-to-day activities, because this is a 6, and that's going to talk about your day-to-day activities. So it's quite possibly that. And again, we might have some sort of, disappointment in relationships also that is trying to hold you back from doing what you want to do. For the near future, we have the Eight of Cups. This is saying that around this time, you're likely going to comprehend what is right for you emotionally and creatively, and feeling like you can give no more energy to a situation. You can do no more. You're done with it. It's over, and you realize it's time for you to move forward and to embrace this sort of transformation. And again, notice we have these double 8s in a row, and then we have a third 8 here with strength. So that is a huge indication that this is a month of intense transformation for you guys. That's Scorpio energy. That's the energy of life and death, of death and regeneration, death and rebirth. And so something has to die, something has to be deconstructed for something new to begin. And that is what you're likely experiencing this month, what you're wanting to achieve, and what you're hoping for. Because notice in your hopes or fears, we have an 8, strength, and in what you hope to achieve, we have an 8, the 8 of Wands. And then here, of course, in the near future, the 8 of Cups. So it looks like you're going through an intense transformation this month. It could be like a deep emotional transformation, or it just might be that things are changing, or at least that you're changing within. Because we have to differentiate here between what we see with the 8 of Cups and the 8 of Wands, because the 8 of Wands is talking about extroverted change, you could say, or this is talking about the outside world, where the 8 of Cups or the 8 of Cups is talking about the inside world, the inner world, an inner transformation. So it looks like essentially you're experiencing this inner transformation and you're wanting the outer to reflect that more or less. Which I would say sooner or later it should, but it's like in the meantime, that feels blocked for whatever reason. So those are some things to keep in mind. For your attitude or position on the situation, about halfway through the month, you have the 7 of Pentacles. So this card is about standing back and taking a look at the work that you've done. Taking a look at things overall. Taking a moment to reflect on things overall. Usually this is talking about like a work sense, but it can be other areas, particularly again with relationships with the 2 7s here. This is another 7 here, that's Libra, that's relationships, that's seeking balance. So you could be like looking at your life overall, particularly with relationships, and also with a sort of death and rebirth type thing, as we just talked about, and really reflecting and figuring out again what is right for you, questioning what is right for you, and figuring it out more and more over time, or at least trying to figure it out. That's your position on it. You're taking a step back and you're trying to figure it out. And interestingly enough, Libra, that's the opposite energy of you guys. That's the opposite sign, opposite to Aries. And so it's almost like you're doing something that's a little bit different from what you normally do. With your being Aries, normally you guys are like the go-getters, the extroverted sign, the ones that just go out and do, and take action. But you might be feeling a little bit different this month, especially around halfway through the month, as you take a step back and look at things as they are so far and try to get an idea of the big picture. Now, the outside force coming in, we have the Moon card, and it's reversed. And it's an 18, and so that's, in a way, another 8, a 1 and an 8, and, well, we could get deep into the numerology of that, but I think what's more significant here is the Moon reversed is talking about the end of fantasy and false belief. And so, as I'm looking at these cards here, it's looking more and more like you've gone through some kind of awakening process, perhaps to a bit of an uncomfortable truth that has left you disappointed, or some kind of awakening of that sort. Something that has brought you back to reality. And now, you are moving on, you are engaging in the transformation, and things are not like they used to be. And even with the Emperor here that we started out with, the Emperor is very well, very masculine energy, very practical, and focused on order and structure, in addition to the will, the discipline, and the motivation. So it looks like you're becoming much more focused on reality in a sort of left brain and more objective way. And something is likely to happen this month that just reinforces that, because you're starting out with it, at least to some extent, and there's like a disappointment, most likely, but then something else happens later in the month that just reinforces that as you sort of go through this transformation. For your hopes or fears, you have strength, and again, as I mentioned earlier, we have another 8. And so that's talking more about the transformation, but the strength card in particular is talking about fortitude during difficult times and faith and belief in yourself. So, indeed, through whatever you're experiencing this month, you're hoping that you can continue to remain strong throughout it and remain confident and have that belief in yourself. And even the idea of having faith that the outcome is going to be a good one, I would say the strength card talks about. Though it is an 8, it is ruled by the sign of Leo and the sun, and that type of energy talks about a sort of celebration and happiness and extroversion, among other things. We also have the strength card sharing the same Sephiroth on the Tree of Life with the Sun card, which is talking about joy and happiness, and so they tend to reflect each other. So basically what I'm saying here is, it looks like with the strength card in your hopes or fears, you're hoping that you can remain, that you can either return to or maintain a sort of happiness and joy even as you go throughout these deep experiences of inner transformation. You're hoping that you can remain in that sort of faith in yourself kind of state, and faith and belief that the outcome of the situation is going to be a good one. And speaking of which, it looks like more or less that is what is most likely to happen, because we have the Knight of Swords here for the outcome card. And the Knight of Swords is talking about the energy of the element of air, which is the intellect and seeing things clearly and objectively. And it's talking about brilliance and intelligence and even creativity. And so it's very interesting. You guys experience all of this stuff earlier and kind of in the middle of the month, and then you end the month. This has the outcome of seeing very clearly and objectively. That seems to be more or less the theme for you guys this month. Well, in addition to a sort of deep transformation, seeing clearly is another side of that, I would say. So you go through the transformation mostly throughout the kind of the middle of the month, and then the outcome is seeing clearly, seeing objectively, being rational and logical. And the Knight of Swords, it's like the energy of being scientific and detail oriented and stuff like that. And it also has a sense of intensity to it, as you can see in the artwork of the card, the Knight of Swords being ready to rush off to battle, it looks like. And that kind of reflects the Emperor as well, the intensity of the Emperor. And so it's almost like you guys come full circle in a way this month. But basically, seeing clearly, seeing objectively, and being like reinvigorated by the situation. You've left something behind that wasn't working for you. You've experienced the end of fantasy and false belief. You're not being caught up in the lie anymore, not caught up in the illusion or the falsity anymore. You're done with that crap, and you're seeing clearly, and you're ready to move on and get on with your life and experience these powerful new action-oriented beginnings. So there you go, Aries. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a great month indeed. It looks like you're going to have overall pretty good month. A lot of deep transformation and all that. But still, once you sort of realize that not all is lost, as we saw here, and see more and more clearly, you're going to have a good outcome. So this has been a tarot forecast for the sign of Aries for the month of June 2017 from Poetic Heretic. Don't forget to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.